Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of What If ThunderWing was in Transformers Prime. So without further ado, let's get right to it. So we start off at the Autobot base, where Team Prime is discussing with Optimus on how they should defeat ThunderWing.
ThunderWing is a strong opponent, but I feel that with the body I have now, thanks to the power of the Primes, I can soon defeat him.
And we could say that he has just scanned his new vehicle mode that he got thanks to this form. And this is where we see Agent Fowler come onto the computer, complaining of two Cybertronians duking it out. And so the Autobots set out to assist Wheeljack, who is fighting Dreadwing. That whole thing happens where Dreadwing escapes and Wheeljack blows up that gas station. And for a second there, Optimus does consider going after Dreadwing, but stays behind to deal with Wheeljack. I could imagine Wheeljack saying to Optimus, "You look a little different." And when they return back to base, that whole conversation happens the same, where Wheeljack tells all the Autobots about Sea Spray's death, and Bulkhead asks the same question. "I thought you were looking for Autobot refugees." Wheeljack then says, "Well, I found Sea Spray, which he's gone, but I did find someone else. I could contact him if my ship gets repaired." He then tells Optimus who it is, but I'm gonna leave it till the end, so y'all could be surprised on who I'm bringing into this What If. Meanwhile, Dreadwing then meets up with Megatron, and that whole conversation between the two of them goes more or less the same, where Megatron says, "You are under my command. As such, you must follow my lead, Dreadwing." I can also imagine a conversation here going on where Dreadwing tells Megatron that Optimus looks much different than he's heard of. And Megatron puts two and two together. That relic, that knockout and breakdown failed to retrieve from the Autobots. "Allow me to hunt him down, my lord. Him and every single accursed Autobot on this planet." But Megatron still says the same thing to him. "You are under my command. As such, you must follow my lead." He then exits the brig, walking, and then comes face to face with ThunderWing.
"Greetings, Decepticon. I am ThunderWing.
"What do you want from me?"
The real question is, what do you want? The termination of Optimus Prime and his accursed Autobots? Perhaps you and I could make a deal. We could exterminate the Autobots and Optimus Prime together."
And this is where ThunderWing begins to form Dreadwing into his own little minion to use him to defeat the Autobots and Optimus Prime. And soon enough, the two of them set out to destroy the Autobots and set a trap. And that whole part happens where Bulkhead and Wheeljack are called up on comms by Dreadwing to go face him. And I can imagine they arrive there and they chase. Wheeljack traces Dreadwing, and then Bulkhead is on the little ledge thing. But that is when ThunderWing flies on down, transforms, and lands right on top of Bulkhead, pinning him to the ground. And that is when Wheeljack responds trying to shoot ThunderWing, but that is when Dreadwing shoots Wheeljack in the back, and he pins him to the ground and slaps cuffs on both of them. They then leave elsewhere to set up a trap. Not too long after, Optimus, Bumblebee, and RC arrive. They look around for Bulkhead and Wheeljack, and that is where Optimus picks up something from Ratchet saying that Bulkhead's signal has moved from your current position. And so, they set out. And soon enough, the three of them arrive at the place where they fought Dreadwing and Cannon. And they see Wheeljack and Bulkhead strapped to the wall in cuffs, and both with bombs at the chest. Optimus immediately tells RC and Bumblebee to attend to Wheeljack and Bulkhead while he'll handle these two Decepticons. So this starts off with Optimus activating his jetpack, flying at Dreadwing, then Dreadwing transforming and flying him back at Optimus. And that's where ThunderWing tries running at Optimus, but Optimus takes out his minigun and fires at ThunderWing's legs, causing him to kind of go down. And that is when Dreadwing rams Optimus, but Optimus stays floating in the air. Defuse the bomb, Dreadwing. Now, never, Optimus. You shall pay for eliminating my twin, Skyquake. If you are anything like Skyquake, I know that you value loyalty and honor. Just know that Megatron is none of those. That is when ThunderWing reaches up and grabs Optimus mid-air and throws him around just like how Hulk did to Loki in Avengers 2012. With Optimus getting back up and flying at ThunderWing's head, punching him and punching him. That is when Dreadwing tries a sneak attack, but Optimus knocks him down into the same thing that he was pinned down in canon. RC, Bumblebee, Bulkhead, and Wheeljack then walk up surrounding Dreadwing and tell him to defuse the bombs. Optimus and Dreadwing then continue their fight, with Optimus being more athletic with his jetpack. ThunderWing keeps on trying to grab Optimus or punch him, but Optimus keeps ditching his punches and shooting him. But all of a sudden, they are surrounded by explosions, and Dreadwing is then seen retreating. Optimus soon enough starts overwhelming ThunderWing with shots and everything in his arsenal. That is when all 4 Autobots charge at ThunderWing, firing their weapons. All 5 Autobots overwhelming ThunderWing. That is when ThunderWing unleashes a dark energon beam, pushing everybody back and down to the floor, with him looking to Optimus.
If I cannot kill you, at least I'll have the satisfaction of destroying your lackeys.
That is when a ship comes in and starts opening fire on ThunderWing. ThunderWing, then surprised and overwhelmed by all the firepower, transforms and retreats. The ship then lands, with the Autobots walking up to it. Who helped us? And that is when Wheeljack does a smile. And soon enough, the Autobots look to see the ship open, and an Autobot steps out. Optimus then smiles. It is good to see you, old friend. Welcome to Earth, Brawn. It's a good thing I showed up. Y'all would have been pancakes if I didn't. Brawn then greets all the Autobots. So, who was that bot who nearly trashed y'all? His name is ThunderWing, a new threat. Well, I feel tough enough for another go-around. Let me go after him, Prime. Negative, soldier. You are to return with us to base. We will deal with him the next time. What about you, Jackie? You gonna stick around too? Oh, definitely. I want another shot at Dreadwing for... Meanwhile, back at the Nemesis, Megatron is then stopped by ThunderWing as he walks into the Nemesis. So, ThunderWing, Dreadwing has informed me that you convinced him and used him to try and exterminate the Autobots, when I specifically told you that you are under my command, and thus you used Dreadwing, his willingness to avenge his fallen brother Skyquake. You are not to do this again, ThunderWing, or I swear you will pay. ThunderWing then thinks to himself, and then says,
Yes, Lord Megatron.
Megatron walks into the Nemesis. That is when Dreadwing walks back out. Is it true on what you said about Megatron?
Yes, Megatron is the one who sent your twin Skyquake to this planet, and thus sealed his fate by battling the Prime. But do not worry, Dreadwing. If you join me, you can avenge your fallen twin, and I will allow you to destroy both Megatron and the Autobots. You may seek vengeance on your twin and honor his death. Once and for all, I am forming a team of my own to destroy both Autobots and Decepticons.
And with that, Dreadwing shakes ThunderWing's hand, joining his team. And that's where I'm going to leave it off here, everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoyed part 2. And I'll see you guys in part 3.